off here. I'd say being on the other side, having seen a few classes come through, the biggest differentiator isn't necessarily whether or not somebody gets the technicals right, because there's always going to be a technical that you're not going to know and people are going to push you. So there are table stakes. So everybody should know how to do a paper LBO and a few different variations of that. But beyond that, I think folks are really just looking to test your critical thinking skills. So how do you think about businesses? And you'll hear the term investor mindset come up very often. And that's something that takes time and effort to develop. I'd say the best way to do it is with a couple of friends, maybe through the Elevate network or through organizations, just talk about businesses on a regular basis. Talk about why or why not you would invest, why or why not this business would succeed. And I think it's oftentimes the place where people sometimes stumble is they'll only look at the best businesses. And so they'll think about the businesses that are always making the news in terms of, stock price is highest and go back and forth on investment merits. Sometimes it's also helpful to think about businesses that have failed and why they failed, because those make for great case studies when you're going through a lot of these interviews. And ultimately, every business is going to have a point in time where they're struggling. So when you think forward to also your role as portfolio ops, you might find yourself in a position where you're having to make decisions based off of that. So I'd say read as much as you can, and just active debate with participants is probably the best way to prepare. Now, that's a very high level. We could maybe in the breakout rooms talk about the tactical, how to prepare for these interviews, but at least that's what's differentiated folks in my mind.